Hello everybody, you were going to hear my fan because it's really hot outside even though it's January. Why is this the case in Florida? I don't know, but hey. So, one of the things I did today was go look back at some old videos I haven't seen in a few years. I always like to rewatch my videos. In fact, I've probably rewatched all 300 of my Games 12 videos to some extent, times 2 speed or skipping through or whatever. But my alt channel 12 Talks, and also I found my SD card for my GoPro that has footage on it from my first manic state, which is pretty fire actually. But anyways, it encouraged me, the 12 Talks videos, because I put quite a few vlogs on there. And a lot of that is real life content for me. That's what 12 Talks was always for, little highlights of real life content or vlogs, or I did a short film on there. I did a video essay in person, but it was for school, so that's kind of a real life thing. And that was really fun. So I kind of want to get back into doing that. Start taking videos around my world for vlogs, we're at school or doing something in particular, do a little time lapse of me editing or something. I'll figure it out. My GoPro actually finished charging, so that's pretty exciting. I'll probably put the case back on it. Everything is breaking about this. This camera is like, oh god, it's gotta be like at least 5 years old, but I thought it might even be a lot older than that. So yeah, from this GoPro, I'll probably be, you can see the tripod. Let's see, no, other way. Flipped camera. You can see the tripod I'm using right next to Husker. And I'll probably try to do some time lapses like that, just over the shoulder little time lapses. But I kind of wanted to fill you in, since this is basically a commentary video. It's not so much a vlog, unless I add in more footage and do a time lapse later of what I'm doing. So one of the things was I went to Walgreens instead of Walmart, just because, well, Walmart. That's crazy. I didn't really want to Uber to Walmart. That's what I have been having to do with groceries, and I'm just too much in a funk. Oh, did I mention I'm manic? I'm in a manic state, so this is gonna document that a bit. I'm really bad at documenting my manic states. Usually I have a little diary thing or a video diary I do when I'm stable, but when I'm manic, all of that goes out of control. I don't take the time to go do something like that because it's a more thoughtful, thinking sort of thing to do a diary entry. So maybe these vlogs will be easier for me to do when I'm manic too, because I like doing video stuff, I like interactive stuff, editing and stuff like that when I'm manic. I might do it when I'm stable too. Who knows? Also went to like a couple 2-hour walk. I've been really enjoying these over winter break or Christmas break or holiday break, whatever you want to call it. I've been doing these really long, like 2-3 hour walks just around, filling my water bottle up as I need, or even just siphoning the water to make it through the whole walk. But running's nice, but it is really exhausting and strenuous, I guess is a good word for it. But walking's so simple. I like to, when no one's around, sing while I'm walking, or when few people or no one's around, do a little jig, do a little dance, and that's very nice. And overall, just listen to music. I used to do bike rides where I'd listen to podcasts, like the official podcast and Juggle Sandwich and stuff like that, Creative Disruption, stuff like that. But now for me, it's all the music. I'll listen to the same artist's songs, 10 days in a row on a walk or something like that. I couldn't get enough today. It was Rebecca Sugar. I have about 60 songs from her. Originally, it was just her core, like 17 that are on Spotify, but I found a bunch of demos from Rebecca Sugar. Oh, wait, 1 second. So this is Rebecca Sugar, Lonely Magic. My favorite album, she's only had 2 albums, but like, this is amazing. And that's kind of all I had. I had her first album, or her LP or EP, and then I had her new album, and then a couple miscellaneous songs she's done for shows that are on there with her voice. I like to do, she's obviously done a ton of songs like writing for stuff, and then someone else does the singing, but I adore Rebecca Sugar's voice. So anyway, I found a bunch of demos online of her songs for Adventure Time in Steven Universe in her voice, and I got like 60 songs in the playlist. I went through them all on the walk today, so I must have been walking for like 2.5 hours, 3 hours minimum, because it's a 2-hour playlist, and then I listened to a bunch of other stuff after that. But the park was really nice. This is just turning into a diary entry. I walked. It was great. The final thing is around the tail end of the walk, I started going back and listening to my old like song demos, and I came across this song that I wrote for Epoch SMP, which is like this Minecraft server for my school roleplay server, called "Still Our Friends." It goes like, "Still our friends, that they're still our friends.
They built Draconia with their bare hands.
No matter what it seems that they may work against us, they are in fact still our friends." So fun, and I kind of rewrote it. I added a extra chorus, and then I changed a couple things somewhere of the choruses, and it's done, except it doesn't have an instrumental. It's just the vocals right now. But there's different characters because I absolutely adore musicals like Has Been Hotel and stuff like that. So I've been writing musical songs basically. There's only 2 that I've written that aren't musicals, but there's a bunch of different characters. So I've been using like voice modulation and stuff like that to make them sound different, even though it's just me.
So what if they went and took their own stand?
No matter what it seems that they may really hate us, they are in fact still our friends. That's kind of, I think there's 1 or 2 songs that Rebecca Sugar does that on demos, if I remember correctly. So I'm not alone in trying to do that for musicals. You kind of have to, because like otherwise you have to ask someone else to voice it for a demo, which is like, okay, what are we doing here? Just do the different voices, then people get the picture. Yeah, I like to rant a lot when I'm manic. I found on the GoPro. So anyways, that was Rebecca Sugar. That was great. But I found on the GoPro my first manic state, and right away I'm doing like 8-minute rants about how YouTube and how Storyfire was great, but it was just not a great system, like with pay and everything like that. We need a YouTube replacement. All these rants, and I love my rants. It's just so great to talk. I definitely think someone should at least attempt at making a new video service, especially considering how horrible Storyfire was, despite the ambition and the passion behind the people. It's similar to talking to a person, even though I'm talking to myself. It gets that ADHD like vibe, because I basically have ADHD when I'm manic. My attention is just split between a million different things. What's weird is I don't know if exactly this is like this for ADHD, but sometimes, rarely, I can just fully focus in on a specific topic. Like the other day, the first day of this manic state, oh my gosh, my best subtitling I've ever done. It was like 19 minutes of subtitling. There was over 1,200 clips, I think, which is like individual lines that people are saying. So I had to type in the line and do the animation. Well, the animation's already there, but anyway, it was crazy. And so I wonder if ADHD people have that too, where they can kind of crazy lock in on something if they're able to, but other than that, their attention's like constantly splitting between different things. Because sometimes I can totally lock in. The other night I was trying to replicate that because there's a new VOD out for another event that I wasn't able to attend. Or I didn't attend because I knew someone else was recording it. But anyway, I tried to do what I did before, just completely lock in. And there were so many pitfalls, like, okay, it's a 4-hour, I think 4.5, maybe 4-hour, 50-minute VOD. So I had to download. I went through a bunch of apps and websites before I found one that would actually allow me to download the VOD from YouTube, not having it from like a Google Drive or anything. Download the VOD on YouTube and have it be in full quality, the audio be fine. And then when I put it in there, I had to wait for the voice waves or whatever, the waveforms to spawn. So I would switch to another thing and then completely forget I was even doing the editing, and then go back to it and be like, oh crap, I gotta work on this. And so all I got through is cutting about 6 minutes of it, but I anticipate it's probably going to be like a 30-40 minute video, just because it's a 4-hour stream, or it's a 4-hour recording, and there's so much that happened. It's so dense, there's so much emotion. I want to cut it to like 15, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that, especially since the first 20 minutes of a 4-hour recording ended up being 6 minutes. That's not a great translation. That means it would probably be like 2 hours if I didn't cut stuff. So I really gotta work on cutting stuff, but it felt like the original, like basically the intro to it is explaining what's gonna happen. It's everybody planning on what they're gonna do to stop Machina, which is this boss there. And so it felt important to add all this information about people planning, but then it's like only the first 20 minutes of the thing. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to work on being able to cut things, because a lot of the things that I'm trying to do on Epoch. Wow, I'm going into a rant. What was even the original point of this? I don't know. I think I was just talking about like, can ADHD focus in on stuff? Anyways, that's all I did for now. Might record later, we'll see. And yeah, or I might work on like the instrumental for Still Our Friends. I don't know. Bye for now.